Washington. The White House is seeking to limit what former Trump campaign manager Corey Lewandowski can tell a House panel pursuing an impeachment inquiry. Lewandowski is scheduled to testify Tuesday before the House Judiciary Committee, setting up a potentially competitive session with the Republican strategist who has been weighing a campaign for a U.S. Senate seat in New Hampshire. While the White House has asserted a broad executive privilege to bar testimony from current and former administration officials, they claim Monday that Lewandowski also must keep confidential about at least some of his discussions with President Donald Trump takes the assertion a step further because Lewandowski never held a position in the executive branch. Lewandowski continues to voice strong support for Trump, but Democrats on the Judiciary panel are planning to press him on what he told former special counsel Robert Mueller. In his final report, Mueller cited Lewandowski repeatedly in laying out instances of potential obstruction of justice by the president. That included instances such as Lewandowski being asked by Trump to relay a message to then Attorney General Jeff Sessions to call Mueller's inquiry very unfair. Lewandowski told Mueller he never followed through on that demand. The White House has directed Mr. Lewandowski not to discuss the substance of any conversations he had with the president or senior presidential advisors about official government matters, unless the information is expressly contained in the report, White House counsel Pat Cipollone wrote in a letter to Judiciary Chairman Jerrold Nadler, a New York Democrat. "We are adhering to the well-established lines protecting the confidentiality of presidential communications to ensure that future presidents can effectively execute the responsibilities of the office of president." The administration also moved to block testimony on Tuesday from two former Trump aides who did work in the White House, former Deputy Chief of Staff Rick Dearborn and former Staff Secretary Rob Porter. The White House counsel's office on Monday notified the Judiciary Committee that they are to be considered immune from compelled congressional testimony. Because of the constitutional immunity that protects senior advisors to the president from compelled congressional testimony, and in order to protect the prerogatives of the office of president, the president has directed Mr. Dearborn and Mr. Porter not to appear at the committee's scheduled hearing on Tuesday, September 17, 2019, Cipollone wrote in another letter to the committee. Porter's lawyer, Brant Bishop, wrote in a letter to the committee that his client now faces incompatible demands from Congress to testify and from the president not to do so. When this constitutional conflict is properly resolved between those two branches or through judicial proceedings, Mr. Porter is prepared to fulfill his duty, whether that be to provide appropriate testimony to the committee or uphold the prerogatives of the office of the presidency. Let's block ads. Why?